from the podcast studio at the Microsoft Agent Survival Explosion House, it's the TalkAny podcast. Every weekday at 2:30 p.m. Central with Woman, Child, and Fly.
Hello everybody, and welcome to today's TalkAny podcast. Today is December 30th, Wednesday. And yes, this is it. We have reached the second last day of 2020.
Oh man, we are all so close to watching that New Year's ball drop tomorrow.
I know! It will be a great way to close out the year that has been filled with a lot of sadness and chaos.
Indeed. But anyways, it's Wednesday, and yes, as most of you probably expected, it's time for a brand new segment. Alright, it's time for sports on Wednesdays.
Oh yes, because a lot is happening out there in the sports world, right?
Yes, Fly. The sports world can be sometimes hard to cover.
That's right. Luckily, we have someone here who is going to do that for us, and his name is Imaginary Man. So, take it away.
Thank you guys. Hello from the world of TalkAny. I'm Imaginary Man, here with your sports on Wednesdays. And we sure have a lot to get through today, so let's start with the results from this past Sunday's NFL schedule. The Ravens defeated the Giants 27-13, the Jets won another game against the Browns, 23-16, and the Bears dominated the Jaguars, 41-17. It was a tight matchup with the Chiefs and Falcons, with the Chiefs coming out on top 17-14. Meanwhile, the Bengals defeated the Texans, 37-31, the Pittsburgh Steelers won over the Colts, 28-24, and the Panthers defeated the Washington football team, 20-13. Other winners on that night were the Chargers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Green Bay Packers. It was also a busy night on Sunday for the NBA too, so let's take a look at those results. The Mavericks were hot yesterday as they won 124-73 over the Clippers. The Pelicans survived the Spurs, 98-95, and the Magic defeated the Wizards, 120-113. The Hornets held on for a win against the Nets, 106-104. The Cavaliers got by the 76ers, 118-94, and it was the Knicks scoring a win over the Bucks, 130-110. Now we're going to take a look at some of the college football bowl results from the past week. Last Wednesday, we had the New Orleans Bowl, with Georgia Southern dumping Louisiana Tech, 38-3. We also had the Montgomery Bowl, with Memphis defeating Florida Atlantic, 25-10. On Thursday, it was the New Mexico Bowl, and Hawaii was the winner in that one, defeating Houston 28-14. And we wrap things up on Saturday, with the First Responder Bowl having number 19 Lafayette defeating UTSA, 31-24. Also, in the Lending Tree Bowl, it was Georgia State over Western Kentucky, 39-21. And in the Cure Bowl, it was Liberty over the number 12 ranked Coastal, 37-34. And that is going to wrap it up for your sports on Wednesdays, a look back at the previous week in sports. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Imaginary Man. Just a reminder, though, Imaginary Man records his sports on Wednesdays ahead of time, so some results are missing. But does that matter, guys?
Obviously not. Just as long as we're getting our sports fix every Wednesday, we will be good.
Yes, that Imaginary Man is probably busy with other things, so that's why he's probably doing the sports on Wednesdays ahead of time.
That sure explains it, Fly. Anyways, it is time for one little segment before we go, and that's Wisdom Wednesday.
Oh boy, this should be interesting.
Indeed, child. Today's words of wisdom comes from Anton Chekhov, who says, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice.
Oh man, I already know this is going to be a boring addition to our TalkAny podcast.
Lighten up, will you, Fly? Besides, everybody needs some words of wisdom, because they're all different.
Yes. Anyways, that will wrap it up for today. Until tomorrow, which is our last podcast of 2020, just remember there's
one place for all talk. It's the TalkAny podcast.